As my videos on YouTube have been going so well, or not, I thought I would try my hand at football Punditry, you see. After all, I have more hair than Alan Shearer, and a better grasp of English grammar. I thought I would begin with an overview of my favourite managers in the Premiership League. One of my favourite managers in the Premiership League is Porcupineo Moccino, the diminutive Argentinian who's in charge of the Chippenham Hot Dogs. He's been a big hit there with his exciting attacking football. Some people say he's a bit prickly, but personally I find him very stimulating. He's built up a very good, young, mainly English team, featuring such great stars and potential England players as Delili and Hurricane, and of course that young midfield player, what do the Germans call him? That's right, Hair Dryer. He's very good. Sir Malice Fergusledge is a big fan, apparently. The Hot Dogs are going through something of a transition. They're building a new stadium on their old ground at Whitefart Lane. And apparently, to fund the project, they've organised a friendly with Eintracht Frankfurter. Their club badge is very interesting. It looks like half a crotchet. Half a crotchet is a quaver, of course. Now, the problem with the quaver is, it's like a real crisp, but much lighter and without the substance. One of my very favourite managers, and one of the most entertaining in interview, is the Portuguese giant Julio Mormanches. Now, Julio began his career as an interpreter at Barcelona under Sir Bobby Nobly, who of course was a great Judee manager, formerly of England, of course, and Newcastle and Ipswich. Anyway, Julio then went on to manage Pateau, and of course he was brought to Chilonsea by Chilonsea's very famous Russian owner, who is Rasputin. Or is it Tchaikovsky? Anyway, Julio came to Chilonsea and sold himself as the extra one, because he gave something extra. A bit like that bank, you know, Bearings or something. Anyway, he arrived at Chilonsea proclaiming himself as the extra one, though he was rather mean to the previous Chilonsea manager, who of course was Clumpio Hamsterino. Now, Clumpio Hamsterino, as you will know, went on to experience great success with Red Leicester Cheesy winning the Premiership League last year, before being sacked. Anyway, Julio was a great success at Chilonsea and won lots of titles and stuff, and then fell out with the Russian owner at Chilonsea, who was Shostakovich. Is it Solzhenitsyn? Anyway, after leaving Chilonsea, he then went to Interesting Meringue and Surreal Magritte, where he won further things, including the Champagnes League. So he's been very, very successful. He then returned to Chilonsea and won the league again. Apart from being a very experienced and successful football manager, Julio Mormanches is also a miserable bugger and never stops whinging about everything. On the basis of this, they felt it would be a good idea if he took over as the manager of Personchester You Farted, you see, who were in the doldrums following the retirement of Sir Malice Fergusledge, who was also a miserable bugger. Anyway, Holyo's in the process of turning Percy and Chester youth artists around to returning them to the glory days of being a major European power, you see. And he wants to reclaim his kind of persona of being the extra one. But I'm always reminded of a thing that his mother said, which I think was very revealing. She said, "He's not the Messiah. He's just a very haughty boy." One of my very favourite managers, perhaps not as successful as some of the other foreign imports, has been the diminutive Welshman Punditry, who has worked at the top of his game for a very long time and been very, very successful, I think, in taking teams that weren't particularly good and making them better, you see. He began his career at Stark City. Now Stark City is a very dull club in a very dull part of the world, you know, and they were really in the doldrums when Punditry arrived. And he took them up through playing a very, very simple brand of black and white football, you know, very physical and very direct. And now Stark City are a permanent fixture in the Premiership League and doing very well. A couple of years ago, anyway, Punditry left Stark City having achieved this sort of mid-table success and became unemployed. At the same time, a club in South London, the Pastel Acrylics, who wear a shirt almost the same as Barcelona over the Catalan giants, were struggling with the threat of relegation. They couldn't win a game, you see, and that was the problem. So they asked Punditry to come over. Now the problem was, you see, the Pastel Acrylics like to play a very colourful brand of football, you see. Their fans would be very happy if they were to sign, for example, Lionel Messi, you know. But they can't afford Lionel Messi. They can only afford Jason Punch Drunken Melunchin. Or whatever. Anyway, so, you know. Anyway, Punditry kept them up with his brand of very effective black and white football. But at the end of the season, they fell out very badly over sort of, you know, colour coding or something. And he left. He wasn't, however, unemployed for very long, because he was called to a summit meeting in Torquay to meet the owners of a club from the Midlands, who offered him a job as being their manager, you see. So he went to Torquay and talked to these guys and found that it was really a match made in Devon, because they were the owners of the wistful bromide albinos, who love their monochrome football, you see. And why wouldn't they, being as they are at the heart of the black and white country, you see, where the minstrels come from, you know, and other confectionery. Anyway, they were delighted to get Punditry, because he then could bring in all these very, very big fellas who weren't afraid to put the boot in, put the head in, and hoof it up to the big fella at the front who would score the goals, you see. And now the wistful bromide albinos are, like Stark City, a permanent fixture in the middle of the table of the Premiership League.